Welcome back. Two more interviews to get through, very important discussions by both our guests this morning. The first one is Patrick Lukusa Kadima, and our second guest, that will be after 10 or just around about 10ish, is Dr. Ahmed Harun Jazbai. He is a lecturer in political science at UNISA. And looks like it's time for all the lecturers. Patrick Lukusa Kadima is a lecturer at Wits Business School, and we are going to be talking about Kamala Harris's speech. Has it given hope to the situation in Gaza, or is there suggestions that she's not even going to go down that road by pushing for a ceasefire in Gaza? As we know that, and I'm going to cover it in my next interview, that over the weekend, the strikes between Hezbollah and Israel has been ongoing. Is that just kind of a show for the international community, or is this going to escalate into something really big? But let's stick with the Kamala Harris's speech, where there doesn't seem to be any confidence. She hasn't expressed any confidence in a ceasefire or support for the people of Gaza. Patrick Kadima, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the program. Nice having you here.
Good morning to you, Julie, and good morning to your viewers and your listeners.
A very worrying situation, because I also understand that there was a Muslim women's group that was putting their support behind Kamala Harris. And when she didn't show any confidence in the situation of a ceasefire or support for the Gaza people, those women, mainly based in Chicago, I understand, withdrew total support, and they have disbanded as a group of Muslim women who were supposed to be supporting Kamala Harris. Your thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, thank you very much. So essentially, the period of elections in America, like any other country, is obviously, governed by the context of what is going on. And here we are we are talking about a country such as America that has a lot of donors, political donors that try to influence how a candidate should be able to utter certain words, how a candidate should behave, and what the candidate's view should be on certain matters, whether it's conflicts, the Palestinian conflict, or whether it is a conflict probably anyway. The candidate should be able to speak to the tune of those that supported the powerful individuals that support them. So in this situation, I'm not surprised by a Kamala not allowing for a Palestinian denied a Palestinian speaker at the Democratic Convention, because it has always been the should I say, the stance of her government currently, the democratic led government that's there, in terms of not coming out properly and cautioning its ally Israel in how we should act and abide by international law. So I'm not surprised by that. She might be trying to play um she might be trying to play a game where she does not want to outrightly come and say she will implement a ceasefire, and so on and so forth, so that it causes a backlash among her supporters inside and might cost her the votes. But at the end of the day, a leader should be principled. A leader should abide by the laws, and international law is to be followed. I mean, she is the vice president of the country, as much as she's a presidential candidate for the elections in the next few months, but she should be able to abide by international law, because a lot of people are looking to her to be able to facilitate, discussions about how the conflict should be downgraded and should about a ceasefire being achieved. and I think that she's failing in that aspect.
And as you rightly say, it also depends on the donors, who is, the people that are actually funding this current campaign and who will continue funding the Democrats if she does become the next president. And we're talking billions and billions and billions of dollars. And those funders obviously call the tune, and the president or the president elect has to abide by what they want her to say and not to say. Because I think in a previous public appearance, she did indicate that she does want to see peace in Gaza, and that the different political parties need to start talking about a peace process going forward. In fact, I actually watched that interview, not fully, but I caught the bit where she does talk about wanting to see a ceasefire and a support for Gaza. But at this very same rally, before before the Muslim women decided to disband and withdraw their support for Kamala Harris, apparently they gave the platform to a Jewish couple or Israeli supporters to voice their opinion on the current situation in the Middle East. So that does speak volumes, does it not?
It does. Certainly it does. It does. You cannot be able to say one thing, and say you want to see peace. But if you're a key leader, if you're a diplomat, if you're a senior government official, if you are working in as a top government official, and you are tasked with such situations, you can't just say you want to see peace. You need to be seen to be trying to get to implementing peace in conflict. It's something for me to stand up and say I want to see peace in Palestine, as a top government official, and just sit down. No constructive discussions are being held with my ally. There is no absolute talks in how humanitarian aid should be let in. Then at a rally, I'm seen saying that I want to see peace. It's just empty words. I'm sorry to say, but it's just empty words. We need to see actions being done. We have seen the International Court of Justice time and time and again, even within advisory opinion, stating that you know that there is a party here that is continuing to be aggressive towards another state and needs to respect international law. So, given a platform, I think it was a very bad idea. Given a platform to a Jewish couple who seemed also sympathetic to the cause of Palestine, but not giving it again to a Palestinian speaker, says a lot. One might try defend it, you might try to use spin doctor tactics, but it says a lot to the rest of the world, where the Democratic Party stands, as well Kamala Harris also stands in this instance, and it's unfortunate, that it has come to that point.
At this very same rally, we understand that Rashida Tlaib, who is also very pro-Palestine, she's been very vociferous in her support to the Palestinian people during this genocide. She showed her support, and she herself is a congresswoman. She joined the Muslim women who decided to withdraw their support for Kamala Harris. What do you think what sort of a message do you believe that sent to Kamala Harris and other people interested in seeing peace process going ahead in Palestine, and also ongoing support for the atrocities, the genocide on the Palestinian people?
Yeah, it's simple. If uh, the Muslim women are going to withdraw the support that they have for her, they might think at the onset that it might not hurt them in the elections, but this is a very tight election that's going to happen. You have Donald Trump, you have somebody who is likely, and in my own view, likely to win the elections, as a head start. She needs to be able to garner all the votes that she needs. Kamala needs them. There is no time to divide the votes. If I was her, and this unfortunately has sent a very strong message. The support that has been pulled out will surely affect her in the elections, whether we like it or not. um she is going to suffer some numbers, some losses in certain areas. But I just believe that it was going to be always wise for the party and those that are running her campaign to have told her that it was best to have these two speakers speak at the convention. But if what is with now what has transpired, I don't think that she would be able to
And yeah, and as we
succeed.
understand it, sorry for the interruption, we've got to wrap up, but as we understand it, Chicago has the largest number of Palestinian people living there. And I think that's going to be a bit of a blow for Kamala Harris. But as you indicated right at the beginning of the program, it really has to do it really has to do with the funders calling the shots, isn't it?
Yeah. In conclusion, it is that you have just to in parting, you have these same funders who make a lot of noise on social media. When universities were seeing this solidarity for Palestine in universities, you have them calling their presidents or vice chancellors, as we call it here, and putting them through a very tough process. Saying, I will withdraw funding, I will do this and that. I mean, to what point do you have to now interfere with autonomous universities, universities that are said to be autonomous, and trying to pull out funding because of them standing in solidarity with one country? So yes, it's all
Okay.
about the funding, it's all about the donors, and it's what
Yeah,
they say. What they ask you to say, you should say.
yep. Unfortunately, just indicates that there's capturing all around the world, capturing of politicians, media, every I should imagine um, every aspect of society is totally captured. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the name of the game.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, even as a researcher, you will, if you get funding, you obviously the donor will tell you how
Absolutely.
the funding should,
Yeah,
come in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick, nice talking
Yeah.
with you.
Thank
Till the
you.
next time, always stay safe. God bless. It is
Okay. Same to you.
exactly 2 minutes after 10 o'clock, and our final interview is with Dr. Ahmed Haroon Jazba. He's a lecturer in political science at UNISA and also a researcher at Media Review Network. We'll be talking with him in a minute or two.